It's that time of year. It is almost Christmas time, and we have an advent calendar. Well, hello everyone. It's a new day here on the Titancraft server. I'm just admiring this amazing little advent calendar that some of the Titans have been working on. Basically, every day, a new piece of map art will be unveiled, and we will have an amazing little Christmas scene by the time that Christmas comes around. I'm really excited to see how this turns out. Now, I'm not going to be here for the entirety of Christmas. Sadly, I don't think I'm going to be able to participate in a Christmas event. However, today they did open up the Christmas district, so we may head over there and just take a little mosey around. I don't think I'm going to build anything there this time, unlike the Halloween district. Again, since I don't really think I'm going to be I don't think I'm going to be there for the event, and quite frankly, I don't really have any ideas. Now, for what I have been doing off camera, I have been starting to get this interior done. I've been really thinking about how or what I'm going to be doing with this upper area. I was like, maybe I'll just do a really high ceiling. And so I ended up deciding that I can just put a little second floor. Now, this isn't going to be too much of an expansive floor. It's mostly just going to be a little wraparound, except I will have a room right here, and that is what I'm thinking my bedroom will be. My other ideas for this hallway is I may have just some tiny farms, like some 2 tall flower farms, maybe mud makers, stuff like that. On this side, I'm thinking about maybe putting a sugarcane farm. I don't really have a need for it at the moment, but that is an idea as to where I can possibly put one. Originally, I was thinking I could have one right here, but now I don't really have a lot of room. I haven't really talked too much about this, but I have a little cactus farm that I've made just off camera, and I decided to hook up the output of the cactus farm up to a barrel in the actual base. Beforehand, there was just a little ladder down into a chest, but seeing as this area is starting to get closed off more and more, it's kind of just becoming more of a hassle to get out there. So I just decided to hook it up to this barrel right here. Now, another thing that you may have noticed, possibly, is that my skin looks a little different. Because, well, I wanted to tweak the design a little bit, and this is how he looks, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. I'm not the best skin designer, but I think in general, this turned out pretty well. And for progress in here, nothing has happened, but I have been doing a little bit of work on the altar that we made last episode. I've done a little bit of texturing. Now, that's basically all I've done. I've done a little bit of bone mealing around here, but I still need to get a path in. But I don't think I'm going to be focusing on that right now. That's not really... Ooh, it's not really that important. And that's not the goal of today's episode. Today's goal is to start a new project, kind of get out of the base, do something different, and this new project is going to be big. Now, I don't think I'll be able to finish it by the time I go on break. However, I'm going to try and get as much as I can. Get done. Yeah. It is currently still being designed and creative, but I have a good portion of it done and ready. I just need... a lot more. There's still a lot more, but I think it's getting to a stage where I can start to get at least a bit of it onto the server. Now, of course, it's not going to be open yet, but it's going to be fun. Okay? I'm really excited for this. It's something that I've actually had planned since season 9. Of course, before I just stopped playing. Yeah, but I still had that idea, and I've enhanced it, and I'm very excited. So that is what we are going to be doing today. We're going to go down to the shopping district, entertainment district fairly soon. But I think first I want to check out the Christmas district before we do anything else today. So we are at spawn and we are heading over to the district. Oh, actually, I didn't notice this. So whenever a little, holiday district appears, there's going to be a little balloon that you can teleport to. There's a little teleportation thing in there. But I just noticed that the Halloween one is flying away. Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay, so I did take a very teeny tiny peek in here earlier, but I literally was in there for like 5 seconds. So let's go back through. I love that you walk through the fireplace. That's such a cool little thing. So we come out, it is just a gigantic little snowy area, and there are a bunch of plots, and It's so pretty. I love it. I love Christmas. Okay, I love it. This is such a really nice area. This is really, oh wow. Okay, I know that that's already been there. I'm pretty sure. I believe if I'm correct, there is like a annual Christmas tree decoration thing. That's kind of like the Halloween event. Similar to how there was a tour of the Halloween district and then a pumpkin carving event, I assume it's going to be fairly similar to that. Now on the other side of the shopping district is where I am going to be working today. Now I need to find a good area to do this. I don't want it to take up too much space. Now most of it is going to be underground, so I'm just going to find a good enough area to pick that will have enough room underground. There is a lot of room to choose from. This is quite a big entertainment district. However, I don't know yet. I don't entirely know the dimensions of my game yet, so I need to get a little bit more time until I get it, but I feel like this area probably will be good because it's very unpopulated by games. So maybe over in this area, but I will come back when I get a better, when I know more about the dimensions. So I'm going to be doing a little bit more planning, and then we're going to come back and probably start on the game. And I have an area chosen. Now this is actually quite a big game, as you can see. Now, most of it is going to be underground, so it won't really look that big from the surface. So this means that I'm going to be doing a lot of digging. One of the reasons why most of this is underground is, one, I don't really want to do an exterior, and two, the idea that I have kind of just calls for it to almost be somewhat of a maze. Not really. We'll talk a bit more about the actual game itself once I get this area dug out. And well, it's pretty deep. Now, if I go down, is it this one? No. This hole over here, you're just gonna notice that the area under here is just filled with caves. There are a lot of caves. And this means, one, I'm going to have to be placing a little bit of a floor and some walls, but also some spots that means less digging, which will be pretty nice. And thankfully, since we are in a mushroom island, no mobs, well, hostile mobs are spawning. So this isn't really much of a danger, thankfully, which is really nice. But I have dug out the perimeter on the bottom. So this is the lower limit of the game. And I've also dug out a bit from the top as well. Right down there. Now this area may be a little too small. I'm not sure, because I still don't have like half the game planned. So we're probably going to be winging some of it. And if it needs to be expanded, it can be expanded. There isn't really anything around here, so I'm not really too concerned about encroaching on anything. So expansion shouldn't be too bad. So now I think I need to get to digging. Before I start talking a bit about the game itself, I want to get this area underneath cleared away. So let's get started. And this is it for now. I'll just say that. For now. Yeah, for now. Because, well, it needs to go even deeper. Much deeper. But for what I'm planning on doing for this episode, this is more than enough room to get started on the game. Before we get into anything else, look at how much I got from this dig. I have so much stone, so much cobble. Honestly, I feel like this could last me the season with how much stone I got. Probably not, because I end up using a lot of it, but I don't really have too many plans for it as at the moment. But, you know, it's a lot. So, yeah, I have a lot of stuff. Look at this. This copper. I don't even know if I'm going to need that much copper, but I have it. And I'm going to get even more from more digging. But I'm not going to think about that right now. So, we are going to talk a bit about the game. Finally. So this game has a working title at the moment, and this is one that dated back to Season 9. Well, when I was planning for Season 9, this was an idea that I had in the fairly early stages, and then I didn't really end up playing much that season, so it never really came to fruition. But it all has to do with this block, the crafting table. Yes, this game is, again, with a working title, called Master Crafters, and like it entails, it's all about crafting. The main objective of this game is to craft an item first. So, when a game begins, people, because this is supposed to really be played multiplayer, but it can be played by yourself, it doesn't really matter. It's a very flexible game, but a random item is drawn. So, let's say I don't have anything that would be good to do that with. So say I'm given a chest to craft. Well, what's going to happen is once the game begins, I'm going to go down into the actual like real game area, which is down here. It is going to be a bunch of different rooms for resource collection, because the entire thing is you are going to be racing against your opponents to collect all the right resources, get back up, and craft your thing first. So, say I go down, I go to wherever the trees are or the wood, I get the wood that I need, I come back up, craft it, I submit it, and I get first place, hopefully. That's the main objective. The game is a lot more flexible, there are a lot more rules, things that you can add, don't have to do. I've been thinking about, it would be fun to also have PvP enabled, so if you and your friends want to, you can steal from each other, kill each other, all that fun stuff. Try and be the first one to craft the thing. That's the main goal. One of the big problems with this game was designing it, and more importantly, redstone. Because quite frankly, I'm not the best redstoner in the world. Now, I can do a bit of redstone, but, you know, nothing too complicated. And I tried so hard with different redstone, and I just tried to do different things with sorting systems and all that stuff, and I realized that that would just be way too expensive, way too much work, and honestly, I don't think I can do that. Because my main thing is I want to see if, you know, someone submits their item, it'll be sorted, you know, checked with item filters, all that stuff to see if it is the correct item, and if it is the correct one, they win. But that's just too difficult. I don't want, I feel like it'll be kind of limiting because I'm gonna need so many items, and I just thought, you know what, I feel like I trust the Titans enough that, you know, when you get it, you win. I have made a way of checking to see if a person has cheated, so everyone in the game can see what has been submitted, and so everyone will know how it goes. So the main goal for today is going to be getting in the redstone. It's really, really simple redstone, like really simple. And also getting in the main kind of lobby area where all the crafting and all that stuff will occur. So we are going to go ahead up back to the surface because our entrance to the game is going to be here. Now, I do not have an exterior planned or anything. I really am still trying to figure that out. I don't want to just do some big crafting table, but at this point, that's just kind of what's in my head. But I would like to do something different. So this is the main layout for the lobby. Now there are these 4 little areas right here. Each one will be basically like a little player's home base, I guess you can call it that. So this is going to be where they submit their items to win the game. Right here is where players will get the item that they are going to craft once they press this button. Now I don't have anything in here to show to show an example, but yeah, this is the redstone. It is kind of spaghetti, but it is a fairly simple system in all. So this chest right here that is labeled input, this is the chest that is going to hold all the items that are possible that players may get that they're supposed to craft. And they are going to go and just hang out in this dropper, and when the game begins, they press a button, sends a signal there, it goes up this little dropper elevator into this chest right here. And that's pretty much it for that system. These hoppers basically just are coming from these barrels, feed back into the whatever it's called, the elevator, and come back into this barrel as well. This is my little anti-cheating system. Basically, the idea is that if you see 2 of the item, that means there is no cheating. And that may sound a little weird in explanation, so let me just provide a little bit of an example. So say it is time to start the game. Once everyone's ready, we press a button, and then we are going to get the item that we are going to craft. So in this, we are supposed to craft a chest. So we are going to go down into the main area. So this is the entrance right here in these 2 corners. And we are going to run around, try and find the room with some wood, because of course we need wood to make a chest. And oh wow, here's some wood right here. I'm going to break some, collect it, just try and take as much as I probably should need. This is supposed to be a water elevator, but you know, we're gonna go up, and then we are going to be doing our crafting. I did a little too much, but I take my chest. I already had some in my inventory, but we submit, and then we should be seeing 2. So that means that I did not cheat, because there isn't 2 different items. So everyone knows if they check the barrel that, okay, so there are 2 in there. 1 is obviously the one that we were given, and 2 is the submitted one. So that's the basic idea of how that works. And once we are done, we submit these into this barrel. You can just do both of them, that's fine. And they will be recycled back into the system. And then basically all of your other things that you may have gotten in the game, I don't have a barrel, will basically just go back in here, and I can collect them and decide whether I can just put them back into the game, or if they're just kind of trash and they'll just go somewhere. I don't know. And those are the basic mechanics of the game. And that is basic redstone. So hopefully that is a little understandable. As the game comes together, it should make more sense, and we'll hopefully do a couple run-throughs as well. For the rest of this episode, I want to try and get this area looking good, because at the moment, this is what someone may see if they are flying around the entertainment district. They're just going to see this hole right here. And I would like to have this encased and connected up to the ground so you can actually enter into this room. And I think I'm actually going to get this first room right here. This is kind of like the main atrium, the lobby. This is where you go to basically go to every other section of the game. That was quite the voice crack. We have the basic layout in. There are a bunch of little acacia pillars on this side. These will lead up a staircase up to the entrance. This one will also be a staircase. They connect. Now over here, these are going to be the ways down into the main game area. So we'll get to those a little later, but we're gonna finish this room first. And then these are the cubbies in which the players will have all their stuff. Their crafting tables, they'll have beds, some chests to store things, and these will be represented by a color. So we'll have yellow, green, blue, and red. And a room will be represented pretty much like this. There will be a stripe down the middle, And I have a copper bulb. How do you... Uh-oh. Oh, dang it. How do I turn them on? I've never used these before, so I'm being kind of stupid. Huh? And I can do this, right? Aha! Okay. First try. So we're just going to kind of copy this around the place. And there we go. Now I'm going to focus on getting one of these cubbies in, just so you guys can see how these are going to look. They're very simple, but let's get one of these guys in. Now I'm going to be using a lot of tuff in this build. It's like one of the main blocks in the color palette, mostly in the lobby area and in a couple areas down here as well. I really like neutral, more muted palettes. That's just kind of my comfort zone. So that is what you're going to see in this game. So let us go up 3 on each side like this. We're going to bring these guys up 3 as well. Get this out of the way. I'm basically just going to be destroying this as I go. There we go. Actually, I actually need to do another layer. Now we are just going to do this. Nice stairs. And just go around. Like, oh, come on. And boom. All that's really left for the room, at least structure-wise, is a ceiling. Which will just be some spruce planks like this. And this is what a cubby will look like. Obviously, I do not have, like, the furnishings. Literally, all it's pretty much going to be is a bed and some barrels, and that's it. It's nothing really that special. So I'm going to once again copy this to the other sides of the room. Okay. Now the rooms are in. I also got the rest of these pillars in, and I extended them up by 1 because, well, they needed to go up a little higher because they are going to be all connecting up in one of my favorite ways to do ceilings, which is with beams. So first off, let's go ahead and cover these little entrances and I'll show you what I mean. So when I'm talking about beams, this is what I'm meaning. We are going to connect these up, if I can do this, with ones directly across from each other. This is something that you will see a lot with my builds. It's a little bit of a, I guess, a guilty pleasure, I guess, when it comes to interior decorating, especially with ceilings, because quite frankly, I'm not very good at designing ceilings, so this is the best I can do. And, well, I always think they end up looking pretty nice. I mean, my storage room literally has these. If you go into my storage room, very top, it's beams. I love beams, so it's gonna be a lot of these dudes. And above these, we are going to be doing even more spruce and also even more copper bulbs. Bulbs? Bulbs. That's the right way to say it. And we have the ceiling, and now it's starting to come together. Now, what we are going to do next is get these water elevators in. Well, kind of. These are the little honey elevators where you can drop all the way down, and then if you stand in the corner, you can come all the way back up. So I have the honey. Well, it's not with me. Hold on. There we go. So what it is going to look like is basically... There we go. We are going to have these go all the way down to the floor where this is. Okay, and now let us copy this on this side. And whoop, whoop. There we go. They are complete. Now we actually have to get in the water columns, which is a fairly simple process. So let's get that done now. Columns are in. So when the game starts and I am ready to go down, I am going to go down this little hole. Right here is going to be a little, what's it called? Powdered snow on carpet. That's powdered snow with carpet on top. That's it. To break your fall. And basically, once I get all my things, I just can come here, sit on the corner, and come up. So that is going to be that. Now, this needs to be lit up a bit, so we're going to go ahead and do that. There we go. Now that is looking much better. Now we have to turn to the stairs. These are going to be little windy stairs that go up and around this room up into an entrance that will be on the ground floor, like right here about. Oh, thank you, Rain. So basically the game, when you want to play the game, you're going to enter through here, go down these stairs into here. There will be info about the game up here as well as right here once I get that in. So you have several places to understand the rules of the game. So I think for the rest of this little building thing, for getting this done today, I think we're going to do a quick time lapse. Getting in the stairs, the entrance, obviously no exterior, and also the room downstairs. So without further ado, let's get started. Well, I said I was going to do the downstairs room as well, but I think this is good enough. So we have our little entrance. Of course, we have to have a lot of crafting tables because it's all about crafting. So you're going to see a lot of those everywhere for decoration. So this is going to be a little pedestal for a book, a lectern that'll kind of talk about the game. And once you are ready to go down, you come down these steps into the room. That's pretty much all I did. But yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, I just noticed a little hole. I don't have stuff for it, so I'll do that later. But I think this is turning out, well, more holes. Well, I'll go ahead and fix those off camera. I think that is where I'm going to end off today. Got a whole lot of progress. We got started on the game, and well, I think next time we are going to make quite a lot more progress. Now, I don't know how long it's going to take me to finish this game. Of course, I'm going to be getting pretty busy, like I have said a couple times now. So we shall see. Hopefully in the next coming weeks, I can get in at least a couple rooms before I go out for vacation and all that fun stuff. So with that, I think I shall see you guys in the next episode, whenever that may be. Bye! I had to.